Hi everyone. I'm Mrs. Lewis. You should already know me. We had a little introduction last week, and you should have already started the remote days learning lesson on your own. And so you should already have work for the bell work in your bell work section, and then you should have seen this next slide that said we're going to make a foldable, which you don't have to know what that is. That's okay. We're going to make the foldable together, and just know that you don't have to take any notes on it today. We're going to take notes together on Friday when we're all on Zoom together. I just want you to make the foldable right now. It's just a nicely folded little set of papers we're going to put together, and then you can write notes on them. So it's just kind of fun and makes it a little bit more enjoyable to take the notes on Friday about the layers of the atmosphere. So just know that when you finish this, you have another assignment to read an article and do some of the instructions that I tell you on there. But please don't add anything to this foldable after this video, because this is going to be used for Friday. Okay, so if you could get 3 pieces of paper, they do not have to be colored. Okay, see, 3 full pieces of paper. I got white, yellow, and blue just so that it was very obvious to you what which paper, you could see the difference between all 3 papers, and so you know how far apart to put them. So you can get 3 white pieces of paper. You can also get 3 lined pieces of paper, or if you want to do colors, you can do 3 different colored papers. However, make sure you can write on all 3 colors, because you're going to take notes on them eventually. So I don't want you to get a black one or like a dark brown one, because you won't be able to write on that. But white, all white is fine. Lined paper is fine if that's all you have, but just 3 pieces of paper. And the first thing I want you to do is to separate them, layer them kind of just like I had them, about an inch between them like this, so that you can see a little bit of this each one, because you're going to be able to title each of them, and then eventually we'll flip through them. I'll show you how to do it. So if you can layer them the same distance apart, it doesn't have to be perfect. It's about an inch. It's like 2 fingers. Okay, 2 fingers, 2 fingers, and then here's the rest of the front one. Okay, so the front one is on the front, and what you're going to do next is you're going to flip it up, and see how it's already kind of layered on the other side too. So you're going to flip it up, but you're going to make sure, this is where it gets hard to see because the blues kind of layer on top of each other, but you're going to make sure you leave about the same amount of height between the 2 blues. So I will fold it and then I will show you. So you're going to hold it in place right here. You're going to fold this up, and then what it should look like, and then you're going to crease it like this. And so, sorry, it's not perfect. It doesn't have to be perfect. But what I did was I folded this up, like I said, and then I put a crease in the bottom here. And if you notice now, I have 1, 2, and then that 3rd right there, which is different from this 4th one because it's the same blue piece of paper, but I left room above it. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. Those 2 are kind of on top of each other. 5, 6. There's 6 spots. Okay, so make sure you don't just fold that blue one on top of the other blue one. You need to leave space. Okay, so you have, again, you have 3 pieces of paper. You fold it, and now you have 6 layers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, and now what we're going to do, it can be colored or not, it doesn't matter. We're going to start with this one that's at the front, the very little one on the front. We're going to label it. Make sure when you label it, you leave room for notes below it. Okay, so I didn't label it very neatly, but don't make it any bigger than this because you need some notes under here. Label it Earth's atmosphere, this first label, okay? And then we're going to label all the labels above it, from bottom, the first layer of the atmosphere, up to the one farthest from the Earth. And we'll discuss what all of those are on Friday. So we're just going to label them today. So the first one you're going to label on the bottom, closest to the Earth, is troposphere, and that can take up this whole spot if you want, because theoretically when you open it up you have all that space to take notes, and it's helpful because when you close it up you can quiz yourself on all these notes about the troposphere under here. Okay, so that can take up that whole space, but you know that you have notes, but spots for notes underneath it. Okay, so we're just going to go label all the rest of them. We're going to label the next one stratosphere, then the next one mesosphere. I will show you all of these in just a second, okay? Thermosphere, and then the next one, exosphere. Okay, here they all are. Please label them in the same way that I have them labeled, you can pause the video. Troposphere, that's what that says, stratosphere, mesosphere, thermosphere, and then the farthest one from the Earth is the exosphere. Okay, so make sure you have them in that order. And the exosphere has a lot, if you pull all these down, it has a lot of space to take notes, but we're not going to need all that space, okay? So you can also staple down here 3 times right at the bottom to hold everything in place. That would be really helpful. Maybe one on the corner over here, one in the middle, and then one in the corner over here. Staple, okay? All right, and then one more thing and we'll be done with this. If you have sticky notes, you can use these. Or if you don't have sticky notes, you can just use a note card and tape it in there. Or if you don't have a note card, you can cut a piece of paper into a small piece of paper and tape it in there. It doesn't matter. But I have a sticky note. So in the stratosphere, which is this layer, the stratosphere, the 1, 2 layer, the second layer, I'm also going to number these. That would be really helpful. So this isn't a layer, this is just Earth's atmosphere. We're going to talk about what all of this is the atmosphere. That's your first layer, second, third, fourth, fifth layer. Okay, so you can label them if you want to. Now I'm going to take my sticky note, I'm going to put it in the stratosphere section. So here's the stratosphere, layer number 2. I'm going to pull it down, and inside the stratosphere section, I'm going to put the sticky note, but I'm going to leave it out a little bit so you can see it when you fold up like this, so you can still see it sticking out. Okay, and then on that little thing, I'm going to put the word ozone layer right here along the side, ozone layer, and it's in the stratosphere, so theoretically when I pull this down, we can write notes on the ozone layer right there, which is inside the stratosphere, which we will talk about. Don't take notes today. This is all for Friday to be ready. And then I'm going to move on to the mesosphere and the actually I'm going to put it in the thermosphere. It kind of fits in both the mesosphere and thermosphere, but I'm going to put it in the thermosphere. I'm going to get a second sticky note. And inside the thermosphere, I'm going to do another one. Maybe I'll do it on the other side, like over here. Let me show you. So I'll have it sticking out on the other side. So I have ozone layer on this side. And in the thermosphere, I have a sticky note, and I'm going to label that sticky note. Another new word. I know this is a lot of new words, but we will take notes on them all Friday. Ionosphere. So that is I-O-N-O-S-P-H-E-R-E, ionosphere. Okay, and you are ready to take notes on Friday with us. So that is all you need to do for this foldable, okay? And you just put this aside till Friday. Please go back to the lecture and then do the article reading, highlighting, and answer the question that I ask you, and that's the rest of your lesson. And you're going to upload that as your homework grade for the day. Okay? Thanks.